Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, welcome to another market stream. Today, things are looking quite good. Things are looking very green. And Bitcoin is moving towards that banana zone breakout. That's right. If you're not familiar with what a banana zone is, well, I'm going to explain why there are many factors at play now helping Bitcoin move higher. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about everything that's going on today. Let's do it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are starting out the day with Bitcoin at 107.6, roughly like $2,000 higher than yesterday. That's pretty good. And if you zoom out, well, it's looking good. We had a V-shaped recovery, and we're trending upwards, and the next stop could be 109 plus, which is where we want to be. So let's see what's driving things higher today, and could be driving things higher later this week. Well, the big talk right now is this trade talk happening in London. All right, so both the U.S. and China are going to go to London and talk. I don't know why London now. Last time was like Switzerland, now it's London, whatever. But the main thing is the world is looking for a deal. Okay, the world is looking at the U.S. and China making a deal, because once the deal is made, people can then relax and exports can start flowing again. Okay, that's what people are waiting for. We saw this come out. China's exports to the U.S. dropped 34% last month, and will probably continue to drop unless there's a trade deal, okay, that is made. Because obviously right now, even with the decreased tariff, not like 200 and something percent, it's at 30% right now. It's still a lot. It's still a lot. So markets are waiting to hear about some kind of trade deal. Okay, that's what we're leading off with this morning, and it could be absolutely huge. If that somehow gets announced this week, markets will explode. This will be a huge catalyst. One of the biggest reasons why the market came down in the first place. We were all doing pretty well back in January until the tariffs started happening, right? And this relates to the question that was asked in my very first Ask George segment. So hopefully you guys picked up on it, watched it. It was well received, and I will continue to do so, or do the segments as long as you guys submit good questions. And I'll cover a little bit more of that at the end of this. What else? What else is there? Well, there's another catalyst coming, and that is Wednesday, when we get another CPI inflation reading. Okay. Now, the forecast is CPI will tick up in May by 0.1%, and year to year it'll tick up 0.2%. That's the estimate right now. However, if we don't, let's say we get a surprise reading where inflation does not go up, it stays the same, that will be a huge catalyst, because as of right now, we have, we're not going to get a rate cut anytime soon. The earliest is in September, and it may even be pushed back to like November. Okay, so any decrease with inflation would be a very good thing, right? It will drive the percentage of a rate cut higher, and that's what everyone wants to see at this point, especially Trump, because rates are still very, very, very elevated. But Powell's not going to cut. He's not going to cut unless he sees something that he likes, which is either inflation going down or the economy going down, one of the two. And neither one really are suffering right now, so we'll see. But it could be a surprise reading. You know, even though it makes sense that inflation should go up because price of goods have gotten more expensive, but people are also spending less, which may, bring on deflation. So price of goods may have come down or remain the same and not gone up because of the lack of buying. So, it could balance out. We may get a surprise. So that's also coming on Wednesday. But these two things are not the only things to look forward to. We got a lot of other stuff happening. A lot of other stuff. Here's something on the macro front that's not good overall, but it's good for Bitcoin. World governments are issuing more debt than ever, including this country right here in the US. Global sovereign bond issuance, 18 trillion in 2024. That's 2024. 2025 is going to go even higher. And the US especially, we're talking about the new big, beautiful bill, the increase, debt ceiling. That means we will have more debt, which means we need to issue more bonds because we need to borrow more money to pay off the interest and the maturing bonds. I mean, it's a never-ending cycle. It's never, ever ending. Okay, this is why Bitcoin was created. And this is why it doesn't matter if you're living in the US or not. Every country does this. Every country is in deficit. Every country has bonds that they issue because, it's part of the system. The system is broken and has always been like this, and they're made to fail. That's why usually currencies fail after about 200 years. It's all due to the same thing: irresponsible spending and printing. And that is why so many are turning to Bitcoin. That's why a lot of people, including Saylor, Cathie Wood, and others, think that Bitcoin will be million plus soon. Not only 7 digits, Saylor thinks 8 digits. Thinks Bitcoin eventually is going to hit 13 million. Why? A lot of that is due to inflation. Okay? And it makes sense. Things are getting more and more expensive every single day. In the next 10 years, 20 years, just think about how expensive things will be. Houses will be like triple or quadruple. Cars will be quadruple, right? So Bitcoin quadrupling, you're at $1 million right there. That's just from inflation alone. But with more people turning to Bitcoin because they want to opt out of fiat and opt in something better, well, that's going to drive Bitcoin even higher. So Cathie Wood thinks by 2030, Bitcoin could be at $1.5 million. That's only 5 years. That's only 5 years. We're not talking about 50 years. We're not talking about waiting 5 decades. We're talking about waiting 5 years for Bitcoin to hit 1.5 million, even if it doesn't hit 1.5. Let's just say it hits 1 million. That's staggering. That's why you got to load up as much as you can now, while things are still somewhat affordable. Imagine when Bitcoin's at $1 million, you need 100,000 just to buy 0.1. It becomes near impossible to become a whole coiner once Bitcoin hits those levels, 1 million plus, right? This may be the last cycle to get affordable Bitcoin. If you can call it that. I know Bitcoin's above 100,000, but it's not going to get any cheaper after this cycle. And again, that's probably the reason why Saylor continues to keep buying. Acquired another 1,000 Bitcoin. It's like it's chump change. 110 million. At 105,000, now his average is a little bit above 70,000. And Saylor now holds about 3% of the overall supply, 582,000. It is quite a lot. one day, if Saylor is correct and he's around, Strategies holdings will be in the trillions, and it'll make Strategy the most valuable company on the planet. And that may be sooner than any of us thinks. It may be, especially with all that's happening right now. It seems like the world is getting, financially, the world's getting more and more broke. That's what it seems like. And that's why more and more people are turning to hard assets like gold and like Bitcoin, right? All right. Outside of those things, the banana zone, it's a phrase coined by Raoul Paul, basically the parabolic phase. And, we're getting closer and closer to that. I mean, we're so close already to our all-time high. Our all-time high is 112,000. We're like right there. We're not that far off, right? And after that, we're going to break out into the next zone and then finally go into that parabolic zone. And there are a lot of data that also supports it. Whales are buying Bitcoin like crazy. Supply on the exchanges keeps on dropping. Miners continue to hodl. I mean, you got everything going well right now. Everything is aligning. You just have to ignore the volatility and hodl and DCA. If you're looking at the charts, it looked like we had a triple top situation or a head and shoulders situation. But it turns out that was just a trap. That was just a trap for the bears. We have fully recovered from that huge dip, right? That was actually when, Elon and Trump were fighting, and still, I guess they're still kind of fighting. But, if you were looking at a chart perspective, that looked like, oh yeah, we were gonna go down. Nope. Not only did we recover, we're heading back up. And here's another thing too. With all that printing that's going on, right? The global liquidity is going higher, and we've been tracking that. Bitcoin has been tracking the global M2 money supply for quite some time, and we just gone through the little dip. So what's next? Well, you could see what's next. So we're waiting for that, and then we're in the banana zone. It's that simple. All right. Outside of these things, what else is there? This is pretty big. We've been waiting for Elon and X to enter crypto space for years, ever since Musk bought it and renamed it to X. There's been rumors about, integration, a crypto wallet integration, Doge integration, whatever integration. Nothing has happened, but X is partnering with Polymarket for crypto predictions. So this is like the very first entrance into crypto. Polymarket is the biggest prediction market platform in crypto on top of Polygon. But it's widely used. It's usually correct too. And now X is partnering up. So it's just a precursor to something bigger, like a crypto wallet and others. Maybe. We'll see. So that's pretty big. Winklevoss's Gemini is going to go IPO. Recently, Circle One IPO. Has like a 6 or 7 billion market cap now. So Gemini, thinking is just a good time to go public. I don't know how many of you guys watched the Social Network movie. I still can't get over what happened in that movie. If you guys haven't watched it, you should. It's a really good movie. Really good movie. And then lastly, there's been some controversy between the Trump family and a Trump coin. Because Trump coin, the founders made it a wallet. Trump family did not like that, was going to sue. But now they're doing something where, okay, Eric Trump announces that World Liberty Financial is going to consolidate power with the Trump coin. they're going to take a large investment, even though I thought they already had a large investment. So it's almost like a merger, so to speak. But the funny thing is, World Liberty Financial, you know, they already said before they had nothing to do with the Trump family, other than that they just handed them a lot of the crypto and a lot of the revenue. But now it seems like the Trump family did take over World Liberty Financial, because that's like their new crypto thing that they're consolidating with the Trump coin. So it's kind of confusing, like who actually owns what these days. I don't know. I guess we'll see. All right, that's pretty much it. Let's see. Market slightly mixed. You got MicroStrategy up, Coinbase up, Robinhood slightly down. Oh, no, not slightly down, big down. I saw this. A lot of people thought they were going to join the S&P 500. Did not, but you know, it'll happen eventually. But good for the crypto, most of the crypto stocks. And then you have, of course, Bitcoin still doing quite well. All right, guys. That is it. Let's do some Q&A. Oh, yeah, I forgot. In case you guys missed it, I think most of you guys watched it. You know, the new segment, Ask George, came out well. A lot of people bitching about the blurring. I don't know why. It's like that's the only thing they got out of it. But, you know, if you want to submit, it's on the website, CryptosRUs.com. Right here, Ask George a question, and you submit your name, email, and your question. But it has to be a video link or audio link. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And the new Learn page is open. Okay. So yeah, on top, you have the dashboard, which with DCA portfolio still looking quite good at plus 83%. You got a lot of other stuff here, but the Learn page is new. So this is coming. First of all, I'll just introduce this one. A lot of people ask for a Discord, so I decided to open up my Discord, so you could join it now. All right. So I'll be there periodically. And then my team and other mods and just community members will be there. So if you wanted to join, it's free. Okay, so and just talk crypto. And then I'm gonna open this up probably later this week, because I have a guy on the team called Blake. He's a really good trader, and we're gonna open this up, the Trade Hunter Discord role. So this will also be free, where he actually teaches people how to trade. I know a lot of people wanted to know how to trade, so that's what this is about. But that's not open yet. Anyways, that's part of the Learn up here. So, you know, I'm always adding new things on the website now, so make sure you check it out. Yeah. And today we are back in greed mode. Last week we fell into like fear mode for some reason, and now we're back in greed mode. TY, have you heard of people having withdrawals to spend at BillUnix? No. And I always withdraw like every single month, so no. And you don't have to put things in caps, man. Did anyone see the LA riots last night? Watching live was crazy. I did not. I'm hearing the situation is quite bad. So I have not been following it that much, other than like Trump and Newsom going at it. Yeah. Theta banned on US exchanges. What if it gets to okay? Theta is a project that's just like an old school project. Haven't really heard much about it since 2021, honestly. I think they try to make the move into AI. I just don't hear anything about it. They were too spread out back last cycle, never gained the true momentum they should have, and now I don't know what they're up to anymore. What's your top recommendation for hardware wallet? I personally use Ledger, but there's many others. Treasure, Tangem, and others. Which, by the way, get some discounts. If you go to the tools page and you click on wallets over here, you get 10% off Tangem or a $10 BTC voucher. I mean, there's some cool deals here. And of course, all the exchanges. Is DeFi dead forever? No. Why is DeFi dead? Just look at the trading volume on DEXs. That's considered DeFi. DEXs are DeFi. And many people are trading on DEXs. Look at James Wynn. He's been trading on Hyperledger. That's DeFi. So DeFi is nowhere near dead. Do you think the price XRP is natural or is being manipulated somehow? I mean, alt in general right now is just not doing as well. So I don't know if that's what you're referring to. Hey, this is not even updated. There we go. So I think that's what you mean. But a lot of alts are not moving in the same path as Bitcoin right now. Are you betting on summer rally or sideways? I think we're at the cusp of another leg up, honestly. And then after that, we settle for sideways movement. B graduate after Ledger's email leak hack years ago. That's not, that's not like their C phrase or anything like that or recovery being hacked. That's just, unfortunately, their email got hacked. Treasure got their email hacked too. It happens. It sucks, but, as long as you don't fall for a phishing email, which no one should. Like, you get sent emails all the time. I get it too. Even with MetaMask, Trust Wallet, Ledger. I don't even get actually any phishing emails from Ledger, but you get it all the time from all these other all these other wallets. As long as you don't fall for them and click on a link you shouldn't, then you're good. No one's going to take anything from you. Why are altcoins underperforming this cycle? That's the exact question I answered. I'm going to my page, by the way. That's exactly what I answered here in the very first Ask George. So I spoke about it for 20 minutes. So listen to it. How many cold wallets do you recommend having? I don't think you need to go all like crazy amount of cold wallets. Just having one main one and then having several, hot wallets. And if you want to leave some in exchanges for trading, just spread it out. Just don't have all your eggs in one basket. I think that's the main thing. Do I hold a MetaPlanet or MSTR? I used to hold a lot of MSTU. You can't hold a MetaPlanet in the US. It's not traded in the US. But now I mostly hold just Robinhood. Just options of Robinhood. And it's been doing very well. Huge recovery, except today. Because it didn't get listed at S&P 500. And now people are selling off, which is a mistake. This is actually a really good pickup opportunity. Robinhood actually, in the last like 2 months, have been has recovered greatly. More so than even Coinbase and MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy is stuck under 400. Doesn't seem like it can move past 400 right now. Eventually it will, but it's been stuck under 400 for a long time. Be graduate. It was just like a hack of email. It's just a hack of email. It has nothing to do with recovery or seed or anything like that. People just made a phishing email out of it. They just took people's emails. Same thing with Treasure. So don't try to make more of it than it is. Obviously, any kind of email hack is bad, but it wasn't involved with any of the recovery phrase or seed phrase or anything like that. Phishing emails were made afterwards, but they're still being given out. I mean, they're still being sent all the time for everything. But if you're educated and you know that none of these guys will ever ask you to provide your recovery phrase or change your password, then you're good. Which, in case you guys are new, never click on an email that asks you to change your password. No matter how real it looks, it could come from Coinbase too. It could come from whatever. Whenever someone sends you an email saying, hey, change your email or change your password or you have to click your, what is it? You have to redo your recovery phrase or anything of that sort, or you have to connect your wallet to verify it. Don't click on any of those things ever. No one will ever ask you to do any of those things. How many ETH is considered a bag? There's no right or wrong answer to that. Some may consider just 1 ETH. Very little amount of people out there have investments. I think most people, most working middle class people have, maybe a pension, retirement fund, 401k, but that's it. Most people don't even invest in stocks, let alone crypto. So just having even one ETH, you could say you have a bag. And it's $2,500. That's not bad. For most Americans, they can't even afford to have $2,500 in any kind of investment. So, but obviously, if you have more than one, 2, 5, 10, it'll be a bigger bag. How many bags make a crate? That's funny. No one ever says they have a crate of crypto. That's actually kind of funny. I don't really see any questions at this point. Just a lot of statements. Joseph said, "Did you see the podcast Kathy Wood was on? She says only Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol will be the future." Yeah, I'm gonna say agree to disagree there. I just don't think she really knows the ecosystem that well. As much as I love Sol, man, you got so many others that you can't ignore XRP at this point. How could you ignore XRP with all the moves that they're making now? They're gonna be a huge part of the future. Even like someone like a newcomer like Sui is doing very well. They're gonna be a big part of the future. So I don't think she knows what she's talking about. If that's what she said, I didn't watch the interview. I know she's a big Sol person and Bitcoin person, and she has to say ETH because she has ARK and have the ETH ETF. But you got to pay attention. There's others in the space that are going to do big things. Brian, what's your take on Bitcoin loans versus selling sats? I personally don't like loans. Loans is basically borrowing what you don't have. So the phrase "never invest more than what you could afford to lose." When you take a loan, that means you're going beyond what you have, and that's bad, and you can't afford to lose it. So I would just say don't do it. Chit chat is always the same charts every 4 years. I agree with you, but I don't think it's going to go back to 60. I think the cycles would be different. There's a lot of things happening in this cycle that's never happened in previous cycles. ETFs is a big one. Institutional adoption is another. Bitcoin's not led by retail at all. All previous cycles, they were. Not right now. So I don't think we have an 80% drop after this top. Do I consider XRP cheap at this point? It's not cheap or expensive, but it's definitely much lower than its previous high in January. I'd say it's right where it should be. I think more like Solana's cheap. Solana fell down hard from January. It was like 260 in January. No reason for that. I think Solana is cheap. Yeah. I think a lot of memes are cheap. Like, for example, like Pepe or you know, like, yeah, mostly like Pepe. Like, it fell down tremendously. I think it's also cheap. I think it's a big cap meme that's gonna come up very, very fast in the right conditions. Didn't Powell have a closed door meeting with Trump earlier this month? He could get paid off. He could, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Powell doesn't want to ruin his legacy, although it's somewhat ruined. I don't know. All right, guys. Guess that's it. Let's call it a day. Things are looking pretty good today. We're above 107, which is good. We got a lot of catalysts. Oh, even the market turned red. Bitcoin is still doing well. A lot of catalysts to look forward to. Got macro stuff to look forward to. We got non-macro stuff. We got charts and metrics and fundamentals, and the buying, all of that combined with the possibility of a trade deal and a lower inflation print later this week. Got a lot of things to look forward to, guys. So stay strong, stay focused, and continue to hold on DCA. And look forward to my video tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.